Bulldogs drive it into the front court, lob it inside, and an alley-oop, and slam home as Sword feeds Ware.
Keep looking for Gavin, keep feeding the big guy.
Him being from Starkville, he knows all the history and all the tradition behind Mississippi State basketball. And it really caught me after our first Ole Miss win here my first year, and he went into the stands a little bit and knew all the cheers and knew all the sayings and all the songs. So Mississippi State is something that's important to him, and I think that's something that really doesn't get looked upon as like people coming to Mississippi State, they must care about Mississippi State. And if they care about it, they put more into it and invest more into it. So I think Gavin Ware is invested into the program.
I think it's a huge advantage for guys that have grown up wanting to be a part of the program from the time that they were small. I think that gives you a lot of ownership. And I think Gavin takes a lot of pride in representing his family, Starkville, the community, and Mississippi State. It's been in his blood for a long time, and that gives him a little bit more motivation every time he goes out and every time he puts on the uniform. He knows that it's for a little bit bigger than some of the other guys that have played here in the past.
In high school, all I would have to do is just stand in the short corner and let Jacoby Mobley just throw the lob to me. So now in college, I have to move around on the court. So now that I'm more experienced, it feels like home. It feels just like back at Starkville High under Coach Greg Carter.
I.J. Ruddy working, gonna lob it in the lane for a little jump hook in front, in and good, and the Bulldogs score with Gavin Ware.
You look at Gavin as a player, his ability to do a number of things on the basketball floor, rebound, he's got unbelievable hands. I think that's the one thing that people overlook with Gavin. And if you watch some of our games, some of the catches that he makes on some of the passes and gets putbacks and gets his hands on balls, I think Gavin has some of the best hands I've ever seen.
Roberson looks for the chance, gets him the basketball, turns it inside to Cornette. He turns and puts a shot up and off the rim, no good. Rebound as Gavin Ware takes it off the board.
When I first met him, he was the type of player he was he just scored in the post, scored in the post, scored in the post. But now, I guess as he's got older, as a player, he didn't develop the jump shot, so he's stretching the floor out now.
Ball knocked away and stolen by Rockwez Johnson. A lazy pass. He drives, gives it off. Gavin Ware missed it, takes it back up and puts it in this time. He got his own rebound. Granger bothered him, but he scored it anyway.
It's hard to find guys that can actually score with their back to the basket. I think that's really a hard commodity to have in college basketball. So he's a guy that's a legitimate post threat because when you throw the ball to him with his back to a basket, he's an offensive threat. Sometimes we can't get the ball to him because of our lack of shooting or somebody's playing off of him. It's not that Gavin isn't working hard for the ball, it's people coming in from help side. So what we ask him to do is make sure he's contributing in another way. And he's really done that for us with defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding. I think in the past, he had 5 games straight where he was in double digits in rebounding, had a couple games of 17 rebounds, 13 rebounds. So he's finding a way to affect the game when he can't affect the game with the scoring. He's really bought into that and done a tremendous job with it.
I think any time that you can be a part of a program with the history that we have here at Mississippi State and be considered one of the best in one of those categories is obviously a compliment to what Gavin's done here in his body of work. Gavin's come in from day one and he's played. From the minute he got here, obviously we only had 6 scholarship players our first year and he was one of them. So there was nobody ahead of him and nobody behind him, and it was him. So the repetition was there. So the chances were there as well, and he's taken advantage of it. And I think that he should be very proud with the company that he's in that top 20, especially the history of the basketball program here at Mississippi State.
Bounces no good off the iron. Gavin Ware with another rebound.
All the hard work I'm working with our coaches, Coach Brooks, all that hard work is really paying off. So I just continue to just to learn from them, gain more experience, and just try to just achieve the best.
Just the fact that you have somebody in your program who's going to end up being in the record books, that just means a lot. That means that you've coached a good player, you've developed a good player, but more importantly, like now, Gavin can come back here when he's 50 years old and he can always have with his kids and his grandkids and show that he was one of the better players to ever play here at Mississippi State because he's in that record book.
Mississippi State, here comes I.J. Reddy. Off to Fred Thomas. A three on the way in transition. In and out, no good. Rebound on the floor. Gavin Ware gets it, goes back and banks it off the glass as he spins and puts it in. Baseline jumper in and good by Gavin Ware off the inbound. Nice job with a 15-footer.
He's really got a great attitude and a great personality. You know, he's a guy that likes to be in front of the camera. He likes to joke around. He has a personality. He gets your jokes. He laughs. Comes in the office and sits down and talks to you. So he's a person that's affable. You like being around him.
We kind of feed off his energy. Like, he always tell me he feed off my energy. I also feed off his energy. So, like, when he's going, I'm going. And, he's a great player, man.
Everybody talks about statistics and points per game and, you know, this stat and that stat. But in my opinion, having a leader on your team amongst the team is such a huge advantage. And if he continues to use his personality, sky's the limit for him, not just in basketball here at Mississippi State, but in life.